Welcome back. This lecture is all about document object model. While working with jQuery, you must know that who is responsible for making document object model and how does it looks like. Well, document object model is a mirror of your HTML document and your web browser is responsible for making document object model. Now let's see that how document object model looks like. So first you need to open your HTML file. So I am using the same home.html file which is part of my project folder. So I have opened it in my web browser. Now it is a Google Chrome and I need to right click on my web page and here is the option inspect. So you can click on this option and when you open the inspect dialog box, so you can see that at this point you have a elements tab. Let me first adjust my page here, so let's do it. Okay, so I have a web page here. This is my web page and at this side in the elements tab you can see that this is your HTML code and actually this is a document object model. Okay, and please remember that document object model is exact replica of your HTML web page. Now let me first click here on the head section. When I click on the head, you can see that the head element is having some child like title. Title is a child of head, and then we have a link tag. It is also a child of head, and we have another link tag and this is also a child of the head element. So head is a parent and it has three child like title, link and this second link. Now if I close here, see that the style option is also closed. It means this style element is also a child of this head element. So head is a parent of title, link and style tag. Well, I have also opened my HTML file in Visual Studio Code. Now you can see that it's a head and then we have a title, then we have two link tags and then we have a style. So these elements like title, link and style, these are child of head element. So head is a parent and these are the child. And because they all have a same parent and that parent is head, so I can say that title, link and style, they are siblings. Sibling means they are brothers and sisters, right? So let me go back to my web page again. Okay, and let me close my head tag and here I can do it. Now I'm going to open the body element. Now if I click on the body, see at the right side my web page is showing that this is a body. So inside the body you have the entire code, right? And your web browser, Google Chrome, it has a wonderful feature. When you select a element at left side, it will show that element in the right side. Okay, you can see that this is a body, right? So let me go back and choose body again and now let's click on this division element. So now I am clicking on a nav. So when I click on the nav element, see at the right side, so this is the nav element, right? And now if I click on the nav, so I have a container and if I click on this div element, see at the right side a div element is highlighted and the class is also shown here and its class is container, right? So when I click on this div, so I have some more child in this div and you can see that we have an anchor element here. Now I have chosen my arrow is on an anchor element and at the right side you can see that and that anchor element is learning jQuery and it has a class navbar hyphen brand, right? Now if I click on the unordered list, the unordered list is highlighted at the right side and in this unordered list I have some items like home, register, sitemap, hide and show. Now if you click on unordered list, it may have some child. Yes, in this unordered list we have the first child, that is home. Now see my arrow, I'm moving to the next element, next li, this is register. You can also see at right side. And now I'm going to move my cursor on the next element in document object model, and it is sitemap, see at the right side, and so on. Right, now if I click on li, see it also has a child, and that child is anchor element. So this is how you can uh, see a document object model in your browser. And at the left side you can see that your browser is maintaining the parent child relationship, and it consists of all the objects, right, that are part of your HTML document. Now let me go to some other option, and here you can see that when I move my cursor on this anchor element at right side, that anchor element is highlighted. Okay, and if I make changes here, and that changes will also be reflected in your HTML document. You can see that my cursor is on an anchor element where the hypertext is register. Now I can double click here, and I can write let's say changes. And if I click on a blank portion, see at this point my item register is changed to changes. So I have just made a change on my web page. It means whenever you make changes in a document object model, that change will automatically be reflected in your HTML web page. Now let's write it register once again, and let me capitalize the letter R. Now if you click somewhere and see, now you have register here. And in fact this is the purpose of jQuery. With the help of jQuery you can make changes in your document object model. You can add new elements, you can delete elements, you can modify the content of your HTML elements, and whatever you make changes in your document object model, that will be automatically reflected in your web page. So that is the primary purpose of jQuery. And remember one point, that this document object model may slightly vary from browser to browser, but do not worry, jQuery will take care of these changes, right? Because jQuery supports cross browser compatibility. So you need not to worry in which browser you are executing your code. jQuery will maintain the compatibility accordingly. Let me highlight some other things here too, and let me go back here. And now if I click on this division element, see at the right side, that division element is highlighted. Okay, now if I click on this division element, and if I choose another div here, so this div is a child of upper div. Okay, now if I move my cursor here, so you can see that these three elements like India, Australia and Canada, they are part of this division element. So overall, document object model is the exact replica of your HTML web page, and it consists of all the documents, all the objects, right? And whenever you make changes in document object model, that will be reflected automatically in your web page, and that is the primary purpose of jQuery. So that is all about this lecture.